Welcome to Money Matters. There is a shift happening right now in finance, and most people do not understand how big really is. A lot of people still think crypto is just about price moves, hype, and people chasing the next coin. That is an old thinking, and it's starting to break down. What is coming next is much bigger. This is about financial world moving onto faster, cheaper, and more transparent systems. For years, crypto was mostly driven by retail investors, earlier adopters, and people willing to take big risks. But now a different kind of player is moving in. I am talking about the major financial firms, market makers, and hedge funds, as well as institutions with deep experience and massive amounts of capital. These are not people who jump into trends for fun. These are people who usually shape the market once they decide something is worth entering. And when that kind of money and experience starts to move onto blockchain rails, the game changes. This is where things get serious. Traditional finance has spent decades building systems filled with paperwork, delays, middlemen, and trust problems. Blockchain offers a different model. It is faster, more direct, easier to track, and in many cases much cheaper to run. That matters more than people think. In the old financial system, one of the biggest problems has always been knowing who owns what and who owes what, and where the real risk is hiding. When companies fail, the damage spreads fast because so much of the system depends on layers of promises. That is one reason financial shocks hit so hard. Blockchain can reduce a lot of the confusion. It gives markets a better record of ownership, movement, and settlement. That does not mean everything becomes perfect overnight, but it does mean foundation can become stronger and more efficient. One area where this could become huge is the derivatives. Most people never talk about derivatives because they sound boring, but this is one of the biggest markets in the world. These contracts have often been managed through massive amounts of legal documents, side agreements, and slow systems. Even experienced people inside finance have struggled to keep track of everything. That is exactly the kind of mess smart contracts could clean up. A smart contract can automate the terms, reduce the errors, and settlement transactions much faster. So when people ask where blockchain is really used, that is one answer. It is not just about buying a token and hoping it goes up. It's about rebuilding broken financial plumbing. And that is part many small investors are still missing. Now add another layer to this story. Regulators are still trying to catch up. They are asking harder questions about stablecoins, exchanges, securities, commodities, and decentralization of finance. The problem is innovation is moving faster than the regulation. That creates uncertainty, but it also creates pressure because when there is money to be made and technology solves a real problem, people keep building. That is why this space keeps moving forward even when the governments move slowly. The people building new systems are not waiting around for perfect rules. They are moving now, and that is exactly why next phase could be much bigger than the last one. But here's where the story gets even more explosive. It is not just a crypto anymore. It is crypto plus AI. That combination could change the entire financial industry from the ground up. Thinking about larger financial firms do today. They allocate capital, manage risk, and monitor compliance, build strategies, and move money between markets. Now imagine intelligent systems doing more of that work automatically. Imagine AI agents making decisions, rebalancing position, optimizing cost, and operating on blockchain rails at machine speed. That is where this is heading. not tomorrow morning, but faster than many people expect. And once that starts working at its scale, the total market for crypto stops being just crypto. It becomes tied to all of the finance. That means tokenization, assets, automated systems, cross border movement, and real time settlement. And markets run with fewer layers and fewer delays. That is a massive shift. This is why institutions entering the space matters so much. They bring money, yes, but they also bring structure, discipline, liquidity, and the risk of management. That changes the quality of the market. It helps move the space from speculation into infrastructure. And when that happens, the winners may not just be loudest coins or the trendiest headlines. The winners may be the systems, networks, and platforms that become useful in the real world. So the big question is not whether the world or finance is changing. It already is. The real question is who is paying attention before the full shift becomes obvious to everyone else. Because by the time the crowd fully understands it, the smarter money may already be positioned. This is why I keep saying people need to stop looking at this like a hobby market. The next stage is about transformation, not just participation. The old system is slow, expensive, and filled with friction. The new system is being built on real time, and the people building it are thinking far beyond the past. That is what makes this moment so important. We are not just watching new assets class grow, we are watching early stages of a financial rebuild. And the people who understand that early could be looking for one of the biggest money shifts of our time. So keep your eyes on the bigger picture because this next phase may not just change crypto, it may change how money moves everywhere. If you want more straight talk or where money markets and the future are heading, make sure to stay with Money Matters and ask yourself this question. Are institutions still earlier or are regular people already late? The truth is this, the future does not wait for permission and money always moves where the system works better. The people who win in the next phase will not be the ones chasing noise. They will be the ones who saw the shift earlier. Understanding it clearly and move before the crowd caught on. Leave a comment so we can keep the conversation going.